What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm here for my first of 3 quick hit scouting report videos today. I've got 3 more for the week that I have to do. This is the first one. This one is a doubleheader with the New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. Both of these teams are teams the Dolphins should win against, but as it stands right now, there are definitely no guaranteed wins or sure things for this Miami Dolphins team with as many issues as they have. But let's go ahead and take a look at these two. It was a close game. Obviously, it was played in London. This was the first London game of the season. We are about to play the next one, obviously, tomorrow. But it ended with the Falcons beating the Jets by a touchdown, 27-20. The Falcons are now 2-3. The Jets are 1-4. Obviously, we are tied with them for record, for last place in the division. So fun things there. Anyway, so let's go ahead and continue though. Let's get some more context here. So the Jets had 230 total yards. The Falcons had 450. Jets had 166 through the air, 342 for Atlanta. And yeah, the Jets had a really good performance against the Tennessee Titans, both on offense and defense. And both of these teams actually do have a top half defense. As it is right now, so that will be a challenge for the Dolphins. But with our anemic offense, but they kind of fell off a little bit, and their defense had a bit of a rough day. Their offense, had a bit of a rough day, and so it is what it is. They had 64 yards on the ground. Obviously, they're a young rebuilding team, so it is what it is with a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. Atlanta had 108 on the ground. Jets had 64. Jets were 4.4 yards per play. Atlanta was 6. Let's see. Jets didn't lose any fumbles. Atlanta lost 2, but the Jets did throw 1 interception, and Atlanta didn't throw any. The Jets let up 2 sacks, none for Atlanta. 50% on third down, though, for the Jets, and 64% for Atlanta. The Jets had the ball for 24-06. Atlanta had it for 35-54. Jets had 7 penalties. Atlanta had 4. And so, honestly, the fact that the Jets, I think Jets fans, I don't know, but I would think that the Jets fans would be able to look at this, and with as close as they were able to keep it, despite being basically dominated in every one of those categories, I think would be the silver lining for that win, or excuse me, for that loss for Jets fans. But I don't know, I can't speak for them. So, Falcons, Matt Ryan was 33 of 45 for 342 and 2 touchdowns. Let's see. Cordero Patterson led the way in rushing. Not a surprise. 14 rushes for 54 yards and a 3.9 average. Mike Davis, 13 rushes, 53 yards and a score with a 4.1. Receiving, Kyle Pitts led the way. 9 of 10, 119 with a touchdown. Cordero Patterson added 7 for 9 out of 9 for 60. Tajay Sharp, 4 of 5 for 53. Hayden Hurst, 4 of 5 for 40 and a score. Lee Smith, 3 of 3 for 30. Olamide Zacchaeus. I like saying that dude's name. He's got a cool name. Olamide Zacchaeus. Anyway, sounds very like Roman or Greek or something like that, Anyway, 2 of 4 for 20. Christian Blake, 2 of 4 for 12. I just think it's fun. But yeah, so, like I said, the Falcons, they're an okay team, and I think that, overall they may end up, at best probably somewhere in the middle of the pack, but it's definitely a team that the Dolphins should be able to win against, as provided they can start playing significantly better football than what they've played to this point. All right, Zach Wilson was 19 for 32, 192 yards with an interception. Michael Carter led the way rushing, 10 for 38 yards, a touchdown, and a 3.8. Ty Johnson, 4 of 12 for 1 touchdown and a 3 average. Tevin Coleman, 3 for 11 and a 3.7. Corey Davis led the way receiving, 4 of 7, 45. Keelan Cole, 2 of 3 for 38. Denzel Mims getting back on the field apparently, 2 of 3 for 33, which is good to see though. Let's see, Jamison Crowder, 4 of 6 for 24. Ty Johnson, 2 of 3 for 22. Michael Carter, 3 of 3 for 20. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, too, the Jets have had a ton of injuries, which has been part of it for them, and so they're not expected to be good. I have said, though, that I think that they could be sneaky good to mean, I think maybe they could end up winning somewhere between 5 to 7 games or something like that. So we'll see. I mean, they do have a top-end defense. They are in the top half of the league. And the offense, as it continues to grow and gel and hope, get some of their injured players back, because we don't ever like to see injuries, right? I think that they could end up, making some progress and making some of these games interesting and possibly even winning some games, throughout the year. Like I said, I think they could be sneaky good. I think Jets fans should be happy with Zach Wilson, even though he's had a bit of a rough start. I think he's going to develop into a solid quarterback in this league, and they just need to continue to build around him. But again, though, for the Dolphins, from the Dolphins' perspective, it's a team that they should absolutely beat. But, again, at this point, there really are no gimmies. So let's get into, and once we get into some of these league standings, you'll see why. Because even with some of the league standings that are not very good for some of these teams, they still happen to be better than us. But when we get to defensive league standings, in most categories, both of these teams are actually in the top half. So let's get to it. The Jets are 30th in the league with total yards being 1,335 total and 267 per game, which happens to still be better than us. I think they're like right above us because I think we're 31st. Anyway, the Falcons have 1,728 on the season with 345.6 per game, which is 23rd. Total, when it comes to passing, the Jets are 28th with 1,117 total and 223.4 per game. The Falcons are 15th in total with 1,332, 14th in per game average with 266.4. Obviously, this bit is, in part because the difference there is obviously because of the Thursday night game that shifted things around a little bit, being that they're the only team with the only two teams with 6 games played to this point. Rushing, the Jets are 30th with 370 total yards and 74 per game. The Falcons are 26th in total with 455, 25th in per game average with 91. When it comes to points, the Jets have 67 total, which is 31st or 29th with ties, 13.4 per game, which is 29th and 28th with ties. Let's see, the Falcons have 105 total, which is 22nd or 19th with ties, and 26th with 21 per game and 18th with ties. It just gets a little weird because of those two teams that have an extra game. So usually the average is more accurate as to where their actual league standings are going to be. Usually, not always. Anyway, defensively, the Jets are giving up 372.8 yards total, which is 20th. The Falcons are giving up 352.6, which is 13th. Passing yards, the Jets are giving up 268, which is 16th. 257.6 for the Falcons, which is 13th. They like that 13th overall spot, though, apparently, in a lot of these categories. Rushing yards, the Jets are giving up 123.4, which is 21st. 108.2 for the Falcons, which is 13th. Points per game, Jets are giving up 24.2, which is 19th or 15th with ties. 29.6 for the Falcons, which is 28th or 24th with ties. Takeaways, the Jets only have 4, which is 26th or 9th with ties. 3 for the Falcons, which is 29th or 10th with ties. 0 interceptions for the Jets, which is dead last, 32nd. And with ties included, they're 10th, but they are the lone team that still does not have an interception. But, again, they are banged up and definitely in the secondary, so that definitely probably has something to do with it. The Falcons have 1 interception, which has them 28th or 9th with ties. Fumbles, the Jets have 4, which is 5th or 3rd with ties. 2 for the Falcons, which is 12th or 4th with ties. Sacks, I think that's actually supposed to be 5th. I think I screwed that up and forgot to... Anyway, whatever. Not important. The Jets have 13 sacks, which is 9th. 5th with ties. 9 sacks for the Falcons, which is 24th or 9th with ties. Passes defense, the Jets have 18, which is 20th or 11th with ties included. 23 for the Falcons, which is actually 8th. 7th with ties. And third down percentage, of course, we know we're dead last, so every team's going to beat us. But the Jets are actually 10th in the league right now with 35.7%. And the Falcons are 44.8, which is 26th. And then, of course, as always, here's a quick look at the Dolphins' offensive and defensive league standings for comparison. And so you can see where we match up to these two teams. And so with that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And, of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.